Okay, so I wanted to talk about finding the soul self. How do we actually go about finding the soul self? And if we look at the various techniques that I've used in my life, like meditation or biodanza or massage or working as a doula or the soul integration work in order to actually find our soul selves, we can look at what is it underneath them that actually helps us drop a little deeper into that space. And so if we start with meditation, meditation is often thought of being synonymous with mindfulness. Mindfulness is a catchphrase for meditation these days. And mindfulness is a foundational practice for finding the soul self. However, we really need to look at what we actually mean by mindfulness. The mind in itself was considered something different in the days of the Buddha. If you ask somebody in the East, apparently, where their mind is, they're more likely to say they find their mind here. Whereas if you ask somebody from the kind of places that I live in, where's your mind? Usually what we do is we say our mind is here in our heads. So we're really looking at mindfulness, but from a deeper felt sense within the body. So mindfulness actually means paying attention. It's a quality of attention, but we really need to be conscious of what we're paying attention with. So if I'm working as a doula to support somebody in labor, or somebody who is passing on, working as a death doula, I tend to pay attention perhaps with my hands. And so if I am placing my hands on their body, maybe I'm holding somebody's feet, and while I'm holding their feet, my actual attention is kind of wandering off over there, kind of thinking about the potatoes I need to go and buy when I leave here, and so on. I might be using my hands, but my attention isn't in my hands. Whereas if I am working with somebody and actually really paying very, very focused, beautiful attention to that part of them that I'm supporting, how that is perceived by the person who is receiving that attention with my hands is very different. I pay attention with my ears, and I'm not listening only for the sounds that they're making, but I'm listening for the subtle signals that might come through. By sounds they're making, the actual things that they're saying, but I listen more for kind of subtle sounds that they might make that might indicate some discomfort, or might show that they need me to change what it is that I'm doing to support them, or that I can actually just stand back and allow them to continue with whatever the process is that they're in. I pay attention with my heart, and paying attention with my heart is really about dropping down into a space where I kind of can feel into what it is that they are experiencing right now, paying attention with my heart. And so the most important thing when we're paying attention in order to find our soul self is really knowing where not to look. So we can't look for the soul self with our rational mind, the mind that judges and discriminates and defends itself. If we think of mindfulness as using our rational mind, we're really kind of losing the focus of it, actually, because really true mindfulness requires resting the rational thinking mind in the experience of here and now, in the experience of the felt sense, and then beneath the felt sense into that subtle, almost intangible sense of merging with life, of becoming the chair, the air, the person we're supporting, the currents of the feeling flowing between us. And that kind of soul seeking on a subtle level is really what doula work is about. It's really what doula work is about. It's not about, have you learned the latest massage techniques? Do you know which herbs to use? How do you advocate and interact with the medical staff? It is about all those things, but it's about how we engage with those things. And so if we go back to the practices that I trained in order to look deeper into this sense of the finding the subtle essence of who we are. Actually, if you think of something like biodanza, we're working with the body mind there, and a musician would be working with the flow of the sounds and the hearing and so on, or in movement as you're dancing, working with how your body responds to that flow. The soul integration, again, requires dropping out of the rational mind into deeper layers of consciousness. Reiki massage, as I was talking about earlier, we use the hand mind. In aromatherapy, we might be using our nose mind. And so what we're doing is we're dropping out of outward looking into inner feeling, into the dark of the unknown. And the soul self is really shy, in the same way as oxytocin is shy. So we learn as doulas, certainly for working with people who are in labor, how to create an environment in which oxytocin can flourish. And the space needs to be private. It needs to be calm, peaceful, supportive, quiet, dark, because oxytocin is shy. And in the same way, oxytocin needs to allow for a dropping of the rational judging mind into that kind of felt experience of what is happening at the time. And the oxytocin is actually the hormone that is the bridge between our bodies and our soul self. And the soul self will not emerge unless it is given the same kind of factors, the same kind of very soft, gentle awareness and true presence that is required in order for the oxytocin to emerge. Through oxytocin, we really find our soul self.